Hello everybody, this is Witcher the Wizard, back again for the Twin Flame Energy Report, the Twin Within Energy Report. My apologies, I missed last week. It was just a busy week with Christmas coming up and everything, and I had family and friends and everything in, so I missed it. I apologize. Yeah, my Sundays have just been crazy busy lately. At any rate, this is the reading for December 30th to January 5th. So we're going to jump right into it. Again, the way I understand the Twin Flame journey is that it is, above all else, the journey to connect your two different parts of yourself. So if you are predominantly masculine in your personality and your energies, then you want to make that journey to connect with your feminine self. And vice versa, if you are predominantly feminine in your personality and your energies, then you want to connect with the masculine part of yourself, right? The weaker part of yourself. And when I say weaker, I don't mean less powerful. I just mean the one that's non-dominant. Or you might even call it the shadow side of you, the part of you that just doesn't come out, it doesn't shine out through your personality and your actions as much as the dominant side of you. But because both sides are equally powerful and equally necessary, the whole point of the twin flame journey is to really bring those two parts into balance with each other, so that you are a whole, complete, amazing soul. And then that's when your life's really going to start to work right. You're going to be balanced in your energies. And when I say masculine and feminine, I know that there are so many twin flame readers out there, and this drives me crazy, who use masculine as a synonym for male, like male sex, and feminine as a synonym for female, as in the female sex. And I don't say gender, I mean sex. Your physical chromosomal type is your sex. If you have two X's, your sex is female. If you have an X and a Y, your sex is male. Has nothing to do with masculine or feminine. Masculine and feminine are personality traits. Yes, in general, men are generally more masculine and women are generally more feminine. However, it has nothing to do with your sex. There are plenty of men who carry predominantly feminine energies and personality traits. And there are women who carry predominantly masculine energies and personality traits. It has nothing to do with your sex. Nothing. So, and then what's your gender, right? If your body type is your sex and your personality traits are the masculine, feminine, gender is what you feel you are. So, if you feel you are a man, your gender is male. If you feel you are a woman, your gender is female. Male, female. Gender, right? That's what you feel you are, regardless of your body type. And regardless of your personality traits, right? So somebody can have a female body, masculine personality traits, but they feel to their bones that they are a woman. So their sex would be female, their personality would be masculine, and their gender would be female. So that's what they feel that they are. You ever heard? That's why they call transgender versus transsexual, right? The term transgender means how you feel you are. The term transsexual is somebody who has literally gone through a process of changing their body from one type to another. They've undergone surgery, and it's really radical, right? Transsexual. A transgender is somebody who, they say, I'm a man, I'm a woman caught in a man's body, trapped in a man's body. That's somebody who's transgender. Or I'm a woman trapped in a man's body, or whatever, vice versa, right? It's what you think you are. Sex is what your biological body is. Gender is what you feel you are, what you identify with, and then masculine, feminine is personality traits and general energies. So we all have masculine and feminine traits within us. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And the goal is to really bring those two into balance so that they're working in harmony with each other. And it's like if you're driving a car and only half of the pistons are working, then you're not going to be able to drive very fast. But if you have all of the pistons working, your masculine pistons and your feminine pistons, and everything's working in unison together, then you're going to have, a lot of power, and your car is going to drive really well, and everything's going to be great. It's just like with your life. If your masculine energies are in sync and balance and in sync with your feminine energies and vice versa, then you are going to be one hell of a human being, and you're going to be happier regardless of what you're doing. Whatever if you figure out your soul path is, whatever that is, you're going to be doing it really well, and everything in your life is going to be it's going to be going well. Right? It's going to fall into place and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I digress. So I'm going to jump into it. I draw one card for the feminine energies, one card for the masculine energies, and then an oracle card to help tie them together. So this week, we got, for the feminine energy, we got the sun in reverse. So the sun in reverse, the sun card, to me, the sun card is your soul. That is your soul. And I believe that the soul is the feminine part of your essence. And then your conscious awareness is the masculine part of your essence, right? So the soul is that part of you that just is. Whereas your consciousness is the awareness of everything that is. The soul is the is. I know, talking in circles here. So it's your blueprint that you come down with into this body. It's that part of you that like just doesn't change. You can change your mind, you can change your ways of thinking, you can change your awareness of things, but you can't change your soul. Your soul is your soul is your soul. And the blueprint that you come down with doesn't change. It remains the same throughout your entire life. The trick is connecting your awareness to your soul so that your thoughts and actions are in alignment with your soul's blueprint. And so what I'm getting with the sun in reverse is that the feminine is not in alignment. Our feminine energies our soul kind of is our feminine energies, but it seems to be shut down for whatever reason, closed off to that. Maybe up in our heads about things, thinking too much, and maybe after, because of the holidays, the new year coming up, it's time to just turn the brain off and go within. Around the world, everybody's celebrating either the solstice or one, religious holiday or another, or New Year's coming up tomorrow, New Year's Eve. And so there's a lot going on. And even if you're not celebrating those, a large part of the world is. And so that affects everybody's, businesses and just everything. There's just a lot going on. And so maybe what we're getting here is the notion that we need to just kind of slow down, turn off our brains, and reconnect with our bodies and our souls so that we can hear our soul calling us, get back in touch with that. Because this is our soul is our ultimate guide of what we're here to do. And when we're in alignment with our soul, whatever that pattern is, wherever that path takes us, if we follow it faithfully, it will bring us to our ultimate happiness in life. regardless of what that is. Doesn't matter. Right? If you're following your soul's plan faithfully, you will be happy, even if intellectually it seems like a really dumb idea. And that's just the way it is. Part of that's that's the whole deal about faith. Having faith in yourself, regardless of what the external world is reflecting back to you. The external world says, no, you shouldn't do that. You know, and if you do, you won't be happy because of X, Y, and Z. And then the people who have been able to actually not listen to the external world and really listen to their soul's calling and follow it are the happiest people on earth. They really are, and very successful in whatever that means to them, right? So time to turn the brain off and maybe shut out some of the external noise and get back in touch with your soul and what your soul's wanting to say. So that's the feminine energies. And then the masculine energy, we got the Two of Wands in reverse. So if the Ace of Wands is inspiration, then the Two of Wands is initiation. It's basically that point in time where you decide, am I going to let this remain an idea in my head, this inspiration I got? Is it going to remain in my head? Or am I going to get into action and do something with it? Right? So that's what the initiation, that's what the Two of Wands is. What am I going to do with this idea that I just had? Am I going to put it into motion? And so with the Two of Wands in reverse, it's basically saying that the masculine energies are, procrastinating, or they're afraid of trying to put some idea into action for whatever reason. Could be anything. Could be afraid to, for fear of failure, or sometimes fear of success. A lot of times when we get an inspirational idea and we think, wow, this could really work, and then you start to realize that if you actually did put that idea in motion and it worked, you would have to become a different person. You would have to show up in the world in a different way. A way that, while more successful, is one that you are unfamiliar with. And you just wouldn't know how to be. And anybody who's ever left their home country and lived for, several months or more in another country knows what that's like, to suddenly be somewhere where you just know how to be on a day-to-day level. Everything is new. Everything is different. And that's a really scary situation to be in, and it's very challenging, but it's also really rewarding. I've had the pleasure of living in a couple of different countries in my life. And even the ones that were similar to my own country. I'm from America, and I've lived in a couple of countries in Europe, and I've lived in a couple of countries in Asia. So the countries in Asia were starkly different than life in America. But even the countries in Europe, which were, share a common heritage, were different enough that it was really challenging, but extremely rewarding to step outside of your world and learn how to be in a different way and experience things. Just talk about how refreshing that is, even though it's challenging, how refreshing it is to suddenly see life from a fresh point of view, and to learn a different way of being and learn a different way of seeing the world. And of course, you come out of that with a much greater understanding of life in general, and just even of people, and so you don't have to always move to a different country to get that experience, because if you have a great idea, and by putting that idea into motion, it will require you to be a different person. That's the same thing. And it's going to be scary, and it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be so rewarding in the end, regardless of whether that idea succeeds or fails, it will be rewarding. You will be a better person because of it. So it's okay. The most successful people fail often. They learn that to be successful, you have to be willing to fail a lot, and to fail big. They're not afraid of that. They don't start out that way. They have to learn to become that way. And I think that's something that we should all learn is to not be afraid of failing, to just try. Try. Fall on your face. It's okay. There's just opportunity all around us. I heard a great quote, and it went something like this. Poverty is when you stop looking for the abundance that surrounds you. And I know it doesn't feel that way sometimes. It feels like we're in situations where you just can't see the abundance. Like you feel like there's no abundance. But abundance is everywhere. It's just hiding really well in some places of the world. But it's everywhere because we live in an infinite universe, a universe with infinite energy. And with the internet, there's just potential everywhere. If you have a good idea, you can become a millionaire with the internet. So all you need is that idea, something. So poverty is when you stop looking for the abundance that surrounds you. And the Two of Wands in reverse is really encouraging us to set all of our fears aside and take that good idea that we had and put it into action and not worry about whether we fall on our face in failure or not. Because even a failure is a success. The only failure is when you don't try. That's the only failure there ever is in life. When you don't try. When you sit on the sidelines and just say, I'm too afraid to take that good idea and try and make it happen. That's the only failure in life you will ever experience. Everything else is a win. Every time you try, it's a win. So that's the masculine energies. And then for the oracle card, we got an elephant. It says listening, and it came up in reverse as well. So I'm going to, as always, I'm going to read that from Colette Baron-Reid's The Enchanted Map. And these beautiful cards are from Corrine Kenner's The Wizard's Tarot. I love these cards. They are not beginner cards because they don't give you clear definitions for the cards. They talk about it, and but you have in a way that requires you to figure it out yourself. Come up with your own internal meanings. Right? So the listening in reverse. It's card number 53, listening. An open heart will hear the message. And in reverse, it says, are you feeling that you're not being heard? That perhaps your needs aren't valid? That your song will go unsung? Now is the time to bring your message to the world. Speak up. It's time for your voice to resound throughout your sphere of influence. This is a moment to say what you mean and ask for what you want. In the reverse position, listening has another meaning too. It also asks you if you're refusing to listen to someone else, preferring to hear what you wanted instead of what's being said. This is the time to get out of denial. Reverse, this card always brings freedom if you heed its advice. And so, here we are, not listening to our soul and not wanting to get out and be interactive, in the world. Spread your message. So listen to your soul, what it's telling you, and then make a move on it. Do something with that information. Guaranteed you will succeed. Your soul always gives you the right advice. Acting, anytime you act, you've already succeeded, regardless of the outcome. Action always means success. All right, that's it. Have a great week, everyone. I wish you a happy new year wherever you are around the world. And be happy, be safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.